Welcome to On the House. In this episode, Julian goes off.
I'm not dating a nurse in my life, bro.
Why? Please tell me why.
And opens up about dating.
I don't care what your race is. At the end of the day, what's your personality like? Who are you as a person?
John reveals some info about his wifey.
Wifey is white. I don't give a shit. I don't care.
And shows his optimistic side.
People suck, and they always will. But there's some good people out there.
Warning. This rollercoaster of an episode contains some strong opinions.
Don't diss nurses. Don't diss grocery store employees. You just don't have any faith in monogamy.
Shenanigans.
So, I slid into this car in front of me. There was no damage, so she let me go.
And of course, tons of laughs.
Oh my god. I don't even know. I've tried.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy this controversial episode of On the House.
Welcome back to another week of On the House. We are here with my boy John.
What's up? What's good, man? What's up? I'm hype right now. I'm hype.
Me too, man. And yours truly, Julian. And we are presenting a fire episode for y'all. Today, we're going to be talking about a few things. You know, we're going to talk about our gratitude segment. Then we're going to give y'all drinks. Then we're going to go to commercial. Then we're going to talk about dating in and out of your race. Woo! Then we're going to go to commercial again. And then we're going to talk about getting jaded and it affecting your dating life. Then we're going to go to commercial again and have a little fun time. And then we're going to get out of here. So we got a fire lineup today. But before we get into the show, John.
Yeah.
I have a fire question for the gratitude segment today.
Hit me with it.
What's one opportunity in your life that you're grateful you didn't take? Not a long explanation. Just like, give me like one thing and just name it, and boom, we're good.
An opportunity I'm glad I didn't take?
Yeah.
Man. Okay.
I knew this would be a hard one.
It is. It may be, no, that's not going to even be recency bias. I am extremely glad that there was this job offer I got in Cali, like right before I moved here, and I didn't take it. I moved here instead to pursue this other one, and my life, I feel like, is so much better than it would have been otherwise. I wasn't supposed to give an explanation, my fault, but yeah, that's it.
No, you're good. You're good.
But yeah, the job offer I got in Cali, and I was like, I could take it, but it don't feel right, so I passed. And man, just how different shit could be, huh?
I love it. Sometimes you got to go with your gut, man. Mine is kind of similar to that. I graduated a 2-year university, and I could have continued and went to a 4-year and racked up a lot of student debt. But I was like, I'm not feeling that. I don't feel like that's the move for me. I don't feel like that's my path. And I'm really grateful I didn't do it because I have so much more fun doing this, and I love the path that my life has gone down. I'm not rich by any means, and I don't want to sit here and act like I'm broke. You know, life could be there. Some months are better than others, but I have so much freedom, and the reason why I have so much freedom is because my debt is controlled. You know, I'm not controlled by government debt, paying back student loans. I know I wasn't supposed to explain, but I feel free, so I love that.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I feel like you kind of had to. You can't. That's a difficult one to leave without context.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't go to school. Like, what?
Yeah, that's just
what are you talking about, bro?
What do you mean?
I'm glad I didn't get an education. Screw education. I'm all right being dumb.
Because you'd have way more financial obligations. You wouldn't be able to have the same freedom. So
I'm glad I'm sitting here on a Thursday night drinking with my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
And not going to school. Speaking of drinking, I'll tell you guys what I'm drinking tonight while he, gathers his life together.
Yeah, he's stupid. That was good.
I got one of my favorite drinks right now. I'm just gonna show y'all this.
Oh yeah. You brought it back. Man. Yeah. You got to send me the name again. I'm gonna have to get that next time.
Yo, bro. It's a Moscato. It is so good, guys. Whoo, I love this Moscato, man. Like I'm already like half a glass deep. Actually, probably a little more than half a glass deep already. I love this Moscato. It is so good. I told John, I was like, we're doing the live beforehand because we go live on TikTok now. I told John, I was like, maybe I should grab 2 bottles because it tastes so good. I'm gonna kill this by the time we get to the second commercial. Honestly, it's so good.
That's why it's a good thing you didn't get 2, because you would have been like, oh, I have another one, and you would have been already a bottle deep probably.
I would have been a bottle deep for sure, 100%. I didn't eat enough to be a bottle deep.
Well, yeah, we would have been done. This podcast would have been 30 minutes long.
Yeah, literally. Just all right, guys, we're getting out of here.
Yeah,
Thanks for watching.
Me talking in the second half because you followed asleep.
No, I didn't even wear a hat today, so no shadows on my face. It doesn't look like I'm falling asleep. You know,
yeah.
I'm good. We're good.
Cool. All right. Well, I didn't tell you beforehand because I just wanted to see how you'd react. You can't really tell from this. I poured it into a glass. But wifey was at the store the other day, and she saw these, and she was like, oh, shit, what? And she looked them up, or she was like, she told me about them, so I looked them up. I was like, oh, I'm going to get these for the podcast next week. And she was like, fuck yeah, do that. So it's Gin and Juice. You know that song by Dre and Snoop? It's an old song by Dre and Snoop. They have a thing called Gin and Juice by Dre and Snoop. So,
yeah, that is so sick.
I'm going to show it. I know we don't do brands, but see, it got...
No, that's sick. They deserve it. That's fire.
That's parental advisory on it. Oh, man, it has different flavors. It had melon, passion fruit, apricot, and citrus.
That's fire.
So it's actually gin with like some flavorings. This one's watermelon
fire.
And hibiscus.
I want to try it. I don't think I've ever had gin.
Oh yeah, we talked about this. You haven't?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll get a good one if you want to try it. I'll get my favorite one. That's the smoothest one I've ever had in my life.
Bet.
But it's cool. It's like melon is okay. I see where they went like light on the juice, which is good. So we're gonna see. It's only 5%, so I might knock down a few of these.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you'll be good then. You'll be good.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, we'll see how good he is after we get back from this commercial break. Welcome back to On the House, y'all, and we are about to get into the serious side of this episode. We're going to be talking about dating in and out of your race. I've done both. I've dated in my race. I've dated outside my race. So my perspective is the reason why this is a topic first. Let's go back because I feel like we have to address why this is even a topic.
Go for it.
I feel like just in a lot of cultures in general, it's really frowned upon to date outside of your race. People give you like a weird look when you go out in public. Parents, family, they shun you sometimes for dating outside of your race.
Yeah.
I've had people, I've gone as far as that people tell me like they don't want their kid going to prom with me because I'm black. It's gone that far because they don't want my black self in their prom pictures. Yeah. A parent said that. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Where the fuck are you at? Alabama?
Yeah. It feels like it sometimes, dog. I ain't gonna hold you.
Shit.
I ain't gonna hold you. It feels like it sometimes. So that happened to me. So I'm moving in a perspective of seeing both sides of it. I've had a black man literally. So my son's mom is white. So I had a black man tell me or tell a friend of mine, why is he with that white girl? Yo, for real, bro. For real. I've had that happen, bro.
Because it's my motherfucking... I'm sorry, don't.
Yo.
This shit gets me so wound up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I could tell. It's all good because it's real. That's the stuff that we deal with in today's world. And y'all, It ain't the 20s. We are so far past that. I thought we were over this. It don't matter who you like is who you like. No, like, right? Like, man, listen. Because for me, I'll be honest with you. Like, for me, I don't care what your race is. At the end of the day, what's your personality? Like, who are you as a person? Who are you behind all this? Like, everything you see here, who are you behind all that? You know what I mean? And if you're a great person, cool. If you're not a good person, then no, I don't want to date you. You could be white, black, Hispanic, Asian, African. I don't care. I'm good. It don't matter, bro. It don't matter. I just feel like people have this thing of, you know, a lineage has to look a certain way. And I've seen the numbers. I think I forget how many years it said, but like there was like a statistic that said the average American, I think it was 25 years. I don't know why that number's sticking out of my head, but the average American in 25 years is going to be a mix. Like a mixed race. We're going to be a mixed country. You know, because of all the, you know, races that are getting together right now. So I could 100% see that. And I think that's beautiful, man. I don't see anything wrong with it. Hate me, love me, despise me. I don't see anything wrong with it. Good people are getting with good people. Great. I love that. Keep doing it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. As long as good people get together, then I don't see any issues here. I'm not gonna force myself to date in my race, and my pool in my race is, you know, pool of bad people around me. You know what I mean? Not saying that, you know, anyone in my race is bad, but it's just like there are bad people, you know, and if I'm surrounded by bad people and they just happen to be the same skin color as me, then guess what? I'm not dating them. And that would leave me to dating outside of my race. You know what I mean? Like, it just is what it is. That's how it goes.
Yeah. So basically you're just saying you don't want to shrink your options by just being that, I don't want to be narrow-minded, but like selective.
It's deeper than that, I feel like.
Okay.
I feel like it's deeper than that. Because I feel like it's not just about narrowing my selections. It's about taking people at face value, no matter what you look like.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to take everyone. I want to give everyone. It sounds so like political, but I just want to give everyone an equal opportunity. You know, like if you're coming up to me and you're interested in me, interested in you.
I get what you're saying, like, but that does sound very political the way you phrased it. Yeah.
But I do, like, I want, and because I would want the same thing, you know, like I don't want anyone to look at me and just say, I don't want to date you because you're black. Like, I don't like that. Doesn't feel good. Like, you're judging me before I even have a chance to get to know you, before I even have a chance to get to talk to you. Now, if you're not attracted to me, that's a completely different story. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because we all have things that we're attracted to and not attracted to.
I was going to say, I also don't want the opposite of that, which is I want to date you because you're black.
Yo, I don't want the opposite of that. I don't want that. I don't need that. Please. If that's your vibe, like,
that's worse. That's much worse.
Yeah. Is it?
To me, it is. I don't. You have your own feelings about it, but
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I'm trying to think. Is it worse? Here's the thing about being black that makes it a little different. I want to date you because you're black could mean a number of things for a number of people, because there are a number of perks that come along with being black. I'm just saying. It's just, so it depends on your reasoning for wanting to date me because I'm black. All right, anyway, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I didn't expect some shit like this out of me. No, talk your shit. I don't give a fuck. Say what you got to say. Say what you got to say.
I'm thinking, because like I don't do this often. You're better at thinking in the moment about these things. I normally like almost pre-plan it, but like you caught me off guard with that. So now I'm trying to like deliberate on the spot, like how I feel about it and how I'd feel in that moment.
Hey,
I don't really know.
That's fine. You can come back to it. You can think about it some more. I can talk a little bit, and you can come back if you change your mind or you want to elaborate a little bit. Give you some time to think.
Give me some time on that one.
I did hit you off guard with that, just because Yeah, that's my stance on it. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but
You already did affirmative action. Anyway, go ahead.
that was in the February podcast. That was in the podcast back in February. If you missed it,
Go check that out. Yeah,
oh,
that was like
man.
one of the first
It was
episodes.
one of the first ones. Yeah, I think.
Oh, it was the dating apps one. Dating
Oh,
apps.
it
Dating
was
apps.
the
There you
dating
go.
apps one. Wild.
Black
Wild.
Lives Matter in your bio.
I think I just saw it so much out here that it was just like yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I've told you this before, but this is absolutely how I feel. Is that I never feel like I'm dating inside my race, ever. I always feel like I'm dating outside my race, no matter who it is, because black culture is not really universal. There's some similarities between the two, but it can be different between the way you're raised. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Trust me, I get that. 100%.
I know you do. That's one of the first things that we sort of bonded over is.
Yes, 100%.
Is that
I was like, I didn't know there was other people who felt like this.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So I've just always felt, even when I've dated black women, I've always felt like I'm dating outside of my race, because it's like, oh well, I wasn't raised in this way. I don't have these same similarities.
I didn't realize what you meant. That's a really good point. I didn't realize what you meant when you said that. That's fire.
That's exactly what I mean. There's some similarities. Like there's some things that are like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, my parents did that too, or whatever. But there's a lot of things that are like, oh no, my parents didn't. No, we didn't do that. Or like,
then,
you know what?
Then what's your definition though of dating in your race?
I mean, I guess you could say skin color, but then even then, it's look at this shit. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
That's hard.
It is. So I mean, if you want to go with what you're categorized as, then I guess, okay, yes, you could say that. But it just doesn't feel like that to me. You know what I mean?
It's hard though, because there's different types of people. Because even, all right, we're black, so we could talk about this on a black level, right?
Yeah.
There's different levels of the black community, right? There's different types of people within the black community. You know, you have your people who are, you know, I don't know, like you have your people who are more on the hood side, I guess, who want to do the street life, who live that life. Then you have, you know, some people who are the exact opposite. Yep. Like me and you, for example, who don't want no parts of that, who don't know any. I don't even want to say want no parts of it, who just don't know anything about that. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I don't.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Well, I don't want no part of that shit.
I don't want no part of it either, but we don't know anything about it. Even you know what I mean? No, so it's like
I know what I see. I see a lot outside looking in. I'm cool.
yeah. So it's hard because it's like, all right. So if I were to date a hood chick, right? I'll put air quotes, hood chick, right? Mm-hmm. Would that be dating in my race now at that point? Because it's like, it just...
you get into the weeds on this. Yeah, I don't...
Yeah, it widens the gap.
That begs the bigger question now. Like, how do you define race? And ethnicity
what is
and all
race?
of that shit. That's, I mean, we're not getting into all that, but like, I don't mean to
well, because
open
we
it
could
up
also
and
talk
expand
about...
it.
You did, because now we could talk about like because some cultures do arranged marriages. Some cultures literally force you to date within your culture, and they shun you when you don't. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize how deep until that guy did that with us, and a lot of people had that same vibe. I didn't realize how deep it was within the black community of shunning you for not dating within your race. Then I went on social media and I saw some of the hate that some of the black stars in Hollywood were getting for dating, you know, some white women. Matter of fact, Cat Williams on the Shannon Sharp podcast literally said, Hollywood, when you get big enough, they hook you up with a white woman. That's literally what he said. I'm quoting him, not word for word. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but he literally said that. He said, when you get big in Hollywood, they hook you up. Or I think he said, matter of fact, it might even have been the Illuminati he was referring to. But he said, once you get in this group in Hollywood, they hook you up with a white woman. That's literally what he said.
Okay, I mean,
but like, what does that equate?
Salt, yeah,
I do too, because at that point, what's the point? Like, are you trying to say like, because I'm with a white woman, now I'm at the top. Like, it just, are you downplaying the black woman side? You know what I mean? It just makes no sense.
That whole shit makes zero sense to me, because you can do whatever the fuck you want in your personal life. They can do whatever. Just addressing that real quick. They can give you whoever the fuck they want publicly. That don't mean shit. That don't mean a fucking thing. Well, whatever. Anyway, so that's just how it felt. I don't know. I don't mean to try to define this whole shit and bring it out to the scope of like what is race and defining that. But that's just always how it felt. I've just always felt like an outsider in a lot of different scenarios. You know, whether it was growing up and trying to find friends, I felt like an outsider. With dating, I felt like an outsider. It was just like, I just don't, I don't have these same similarities or this thing to fall back on with anybody. Now it's coming like you, sort of like how you referenced. It's come with other women that I've dated, but I've never really looked at it as, hey, I'm trying to date inside my race, because I don't like being excluded. I'd lived that life for a long time growing up, just not feeling like I had a place to belong. So I don't feel like I should do that to anybody else. I shouldn't have. I don't know. I just don't even, not even consciously thinking of it. I just don't like doing it, so I don't. So whenever I was dating, it was just, who am I attracted to? I don't have a type. My type isn't like, I can't describe to you my type based on like appearance wise. I can't fucking tell you.
Can't lie.
I know you do. You absolutely do. I'm not going to call you out on it. You
I have a build.
Absolutely.
I have a player build. I have a player build, bro.
And I could absolutely describe it, but I'm not going to. I'll leave that up to you if you want to. But for me, it's just, I know it when I see it. It's not, because, I mean, even like the women I've dated in the past, if you look at them, you'll be like, there is no similarities amongst these women at all. But I was attracted to all of them just because that there was something about them that attracted me to them, whether it was a sense of humor, or there was confidence, whether it was a smile, where it was just a lot of personality things on top of physical attraction, obviously. But even in that, it's not like there's one thing across the board there either. I don't know. For me, it's just always been, I know it when I see it. There was a time when I was younger where I had this itemized checklist, but then I realized, like, I'm kind of forcing myself down this path. I wasn't really, like, I think actually, honestly, that was more lust, I think, than other attraction. So just now that I think about it, as I'm saying it out loud, that's what that was, and that's why
I felt like Kendrick Lamar, love or lust.
That was definitely what that was.
Give me love for my
because
money.
when I actually started looking at attraction, it became like just more of a feeling when I saw somebody. It was just, oh, I see her. Oh, damn, she's really pretty. And even, sometimes my friends would be like, oh, yeah, she is. Or like, what? You think she is? I'm like, yeah. I can't tell you what it is about her, but I am so attracted to her. You know what I mean?
There was one girl when we hung out the first time that you were attracted to, and you were like, "Oh, she's cute," and I was like, "Really?" You know exactly who I'm talking about, probably too.
I do.
Do you really?
I do. Yeah, of course I do. Because you were like, "What? Really?" I was like, "Yeah." You don't think so? You were like, "No."
I said it. I didn't think I said it. I did say it.
I'm pretty sure you did. I'm pretty sure you did.
Oh, we're gonna have to deliberate on this one and see if we're talking about the same girl.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. But I'm pretty sure I said it, and you were like, "Yeah, really?" I know. It's fine. I fully own up to it. I don't give a shit. Like, just to oh, go ahead.
It's more me learning your type, though. I'm not trying to like down you or anything. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, like that's not. But it's more so at that point because I'm still learning who you are. Especially then, I didn't really know you like that. So like, for me, like learning what's attractive to you, and then it's also like, I'm giving my opinion too, where I'm like, oh, maybe not so much, but it's cool because we also get to see like where we're different and our different types. Because there are a lot of women where I'm like, yo, she's bad, and John's like, come on, dog. Johnny, like, come on, dog.
It's the
Come with
same
me over
thing,
to this
though.
spot.
I'm not trying to change
Come with me
shit.
over. Come with me over to this spot. I got you. If you think that's attractive, come over here. Come to this side of things. You'll lose your mind. We've had that conversation once or twice.
We did, and I don't take it as you try to. I mean, I don't give a shit. Like wifey right now, I think she's beautiful. I think she is one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen in my entire life. I am so attracted to her. I don't give a fuck what other people think. You can be like, oh, really? You like her? Yes, I fucking love her. She is amazing, and I don't give a fuck whether you agree or not. I don't give a shit because
Reachonthehowse@gmail.com. I'll talk about you like this. I'll be able to be like, yeah, my wifey too. She's great. I love her. She looks beautiful, man. She's amazing. She's the hottest woman I've ever seen in my life.
But full transparency,
send an email.
Full transparency, like you said, wifey is white. So I mean, I don't give a shit. I don't care. When I met her, I was just like, she is super attractive. And then it was like, oh, she's also funny. Oh, we get along. Like, we are so similar. Just in the way we communicate and how receptive we are to each other's feelings and everything. So all this stuff clicked. Sense of humor, all this shit clicked. So I don't give a fuck what her skin color is. I don't give a shit. One of the things she expressed as a concern to me was she has kids and her kids are white. So she was like, like, what if you're out? Like, what if I'm at work or I'm out and you're taking the kids out? Like, how would you feel being? I was like, I don't give I'm with the kids. You know what I mean? So if somebody wants to talk shit or give me a look, it's not their fucking business. And I won't do nothing in front of the kids. I'm not gonna say nothing crazy, but mind your motherfucking business.
You see my son. My son looks Puerto Rican. My son could pass for Puerto Rican. If I'm out with him, he could pass for Puerto Rican. I'm lucky that his face looks like mine. Because if we didn't have the same face, people would be like, is that really your kid? Because like he got a head full of hair that's nothing like my hair. Curliest hair I've ever seen on a kid. Full curly, you know what I mean? Like, hairline is impeccable. Bro got a fire hairline. I don't know where he gets that from.
Damn, you get it.
But for real.
I mean, but when do we get so involved in other people's lives like that? Honestly, why do you give a fuck what I date, who I date, who I love?
And I think that's my point, bro. That's my point.
Why does it fucking matter to you?
I want to bring it back to the black side though, because I feel like this is the experience I've had. I had an Uber rider that was like, she was basically like, she literally was like, you date white women, I'm not attracted to you anymore, or I don't want to talk to you anymore. And it was like, yeah, bro. I wasn't even really trying to get at her like that, but like, she said that, and I was just like,
she said,
because I said my son's mixed, he's half white, and she was like, oh, you date white women? I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, kind of like in that tone, and I'm like, why does it matter? She's like, you be talking bad about black women? I'm like, no, my mom is black. My grandmother's black. Like, these important women in my life are black. I would never downplay, black women ever. You know what I mean?
It's weird that she immediately went there. Like, just because you date.
Yeah, because she feels like a lot of black women feel like this. They feel like if you date outside, if you don't date black women, if you're black, you don't date black women, that means you must trash black women. Like, with your, you know what I mean? Your words, you must trash black women. And I would never, man.
It goes back to what their own experiences and what you hear and what you see. So a lot of times that's the case because people can't say like, hey, people can't say, or I'm not going to say can't. People don't say that's just not for me. If I like this, I like this, that's just not for me. People don't do that. It's I like this and fuck that. I'll say this. Anybody that messes with that, that's the stupid. Speaking in absolute shit, that is just dumb.
An experience can turn you off though. Like, all right, like, cause I've in the past I've had this moment where I was like, I'm not gonna date black women. You know what I mean? Because I had a bad experience. That's not me bad mouthing black women. That's just a bad experience. This was what I'd known for me dating. No, it's not, because I'm not sitting here saying like black women are awful, black women suck. Like, I'm just saying like I'm taking a little reprieve on dating black women for now. You know what I mean?
You're trying trying to creatively phrase it. It's saying it without saying it is what you're doing.
I guess you could take it that way, but like
bad thing happened, so I'm gonna put the rest of them in that same box.
I guess you could take it that way. I don't think that that's that, because I think that where her offense was coming in was a lot more on like the derogatory, like,
Yeah.
you know, black women are rough, black women are this, black women are that, and it's like, I would never, like, if that's how I was raised, bro. Like, I'm used to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's her experience, so we can't really speak to that. In her experience, the black men she's come across that have dated white women may be like that. And so that's valid to her. That's her side of things. Even though that's not what you meant. Remember what we talked about, where when you say something, if it's open to our interpretation, people are going to take it and mix it with their own experiences, and that's how they're going to interpret it.
That's fair.
So that's what she did, and that's fair to her without any more context or anything. Maybe she didn't even want to hear you out after that, but that's how the game goes.
She did. I'll give it to her. She did. She heard me out.
Okay.
It was a good it ended up becoming a really healthy conversation. I ended up telling her about the podcast, so she might be listening to this. Shout out to her. But it ended up being a really like productive conversation, because I told her the same thing I'm saying right now. Race don't matter. If you're dope, you're dope. If you're not dope, then you're just not dope. And it's cool. We can move on. And, you know, that was like previously when I said earlier, like I took a reprieve, like that was a younger me too that, you know, thought that, oh, you know, this one experience will ruin any experience I have. And it's like, no, that's not true. It's just that one person. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Like, who gives a shit? I mean, I grew up, you know, I'm actually glad to hear your point of view on this, because I haven't really gotten that. Obviously. I'm not 100% clearly. I mean, my parents aren't one or the other. I'm not directly mixed. I'm not half or anything. Both of my parents are just light skinned, and both of my grandparents on both sides are just light skinned, and it's like just a bunch of light skinned people fucking, like, up until like great grandparents.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man.
Sorry to be crass. Sorry to be crass.
All right, man. All right, bro. That's crazy. I need a sip. Let me finish this bottle, bro. That is crazy. He just really said that. Is it empty, bro?
Oh, he did finish the bottle.
That's crazy. He really just said that, bro.
But that's basically what it was. So, I mean, in us being who we are, I didn't really get that in my family. There wasn't anyone in my family that was like, "Oh, you're dating. You don't want to date a black girl." Like, that wasn't the thing. So I don't have that experience in a family. It wasn't until I started going, like I would go out and then I would get looks. People never really said anything, but they would look and judge. I remember the first time one of my first girlfriends, she was Hispanic. I said she's Hispanic. Like she changed or something. But
she changed.
She went
over.
I was going
black now.
I was going to church at the time, and it was an all black church. And then I took her there, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life. One of not the main reason, but one of the main reasons I started to open my eyes and stop going to church. Just because of the hypocrisy of a lot of things that were going on. Just because of the judgment.
Pause.
And that was one of the... No, fuck that. That was one of the first... Let me finish this. That was one of the first times that anybody actually verbalized displeasure at me being with someone that wasn't black. Any other places, they would just look and maybe judge, maybe like a dirty look, maybe like a or a harumph, like one of those bullshit things that I don't give a fuck about. I actually laugh about. This was like, you know, supposed to be welcoming. I thought everybody was welcome here, but it was just the verbalizing the judgment and like actually saying shit. So that was terrible. That was probably one of the few times it happened. But other than that, it was just like, why do you care? Like, I'm not, like, when women would look, it's like, why the fuck do you care? Like, I'm not, why do you care? If I saw you, I don't care how attractive you are.
Tell them what Unc said.
I don't care. Oh, what you eat don't make me shit. What you eat don't make me shit. What you do has no effect on my life. I don't care how attracted I am to you. If you're with somebody, I don't care if I'm super attracted to this woman. I don't care if she's with a black dude or a white dude. It's not me, so I don't give a shit. right? It's not gonna be like, oh, she picked a white dude, so this, and that. I mean, they probably gonna call me white, so that's just opening up a whole other thing. But, but
Can we go back to the church thing for a sec? This
Go
really
ahead.
bugs me. I hate
Go
it.
ahead.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Speak
Because then
on it.
then you get guys like John here who are like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back. Why? Why is that? Because people who are supposed to be the most welcoming, heartwarming, heartfelt people in your life are the most judgmental. It is disgusting.
Say it again.
It is disgusting. This is the problem. And like when people tell me they don't go to church, I have no argument with it. I have nothing I could say. You know, because I'm like the people, because this is what bugs me too, because when going back to not fitting in, I didn't fit in at the school with, you know, the hood dudes, but I also didn't fit in with the church kids either. Because it goes back to that whole judgmental thing. I wasn't churchy enough for the church kids. You know what I mean? It's like, how can you, like, the whole point is for you to build a community and welcome people, make people feel the love of Christ, right? If you're sitting here saying, I want you to feel the love of God, I want you to feel loved here in this building, how are you going to sit here and say that and then look at me bringing in my Hispanic girlfriend and say, oh, shoot, why is she here? Are you kidding me, dog?
I distinctly remember.
Because that's what Jesus said. Because that's what Jesus said, right? He said that. He certainly looked at one of the people walking in, hearing his sermon. He said, "What are you doing here? What are they doing here?" Dog, am I lying?
You're not lying.
God said that. God said that. God said, I made this one. I made this one. I made this one. I made this one. Why did I make that one again? I made that one. Why did I make that one? That was a mess up. I didn't mean to make that one. I really didn't.
Shit,
Oops.
dude.
Oh dang! I didn't mean to make that one. It just happened. I messed up. The eraser button, it wasn't working today. So, you know, my undo, I didn't pay for premium, so I don't get undos. All right, sorry. Anyway,
No, you good, man.
it just
shit.
really bugs me, man. It really bugs me.
We've had this, not as in depth, but we've had that conversation a little bit before. I'm glad you said it. Talk your shit. I distinctly remember just one woman specifically, an older woman, just saying like, that's a shame, as we walk by. I know. And then so after that, obviously she was uncomfortable and just didn't want to be there. And so I'm like, fuck, I'm embarrassed because she's not feeling welcome. And I was like, yeah, let's go. And that was just like, okay, maybe we shouldn't go here anymore. But that was my only experience with that. The dirty looks and shit, I mean, I would get that sometimes. My most recent ex, it's Vietnamese, and so sometimes we would get some disgruntled looks, but
I don't look
bother
enough.
me.
I don't care. I don't pay attention enough.
I don't either. I've gotten so used to people just looking at me, and I don't know if it's good or bad, that I just don't even give a fuck. I don't. I told wifey now. She was like, because I told her people will just stare, and she was like, oh, I think it's because they're attracted. I was like, I don't think it's all that. I don't think they're all attracted to me. Some of them are uncomfortable with my presence, or they want me to leave. I don't know, but I actually don't even give a fuck. So when it's me with, whether they're judging who I'm with, or who the fuck knows, I honestly don't give a fuck, because I wouldn't give a fuck. So I don't understand why there's this need to feel like you can do whatever you want for your life. Stop trying to control what other people are doing in theirs. It's okay.
So if we had to sum it up, you're saying date whoever the heck you want to date, what you eat, finish it.
What you eat don't make me shit, man. Come on.
Let's go, shout to us.
Shouldn't you be allowed to date who you want, free from judgment of your peers, family, friends, or anyone else for that matter? In an ideal world, that would be the case. But as you know, this world we live in is far from ideal. Unfortunately, the person we choose to date often comes under scrutiny due to their age, race, hell, even gender. And this scrutiny can come from strangers, people who aren't even involved in your life. That being said, date who you want. Ultimately, it's your life, and you should prioritize your own happiness and choosing a partner, regardless of what anyone else thinks. And as long as you're not fetishizing, why doesn't that sound right? Fetishizing. Am I saying that right? Fetishizing. As long as you're not dating another race purely out of fetish, then you'll get no judgment from me. Unless they're into it, then I guess it's okay. But I hate that. Don't do that to me. And now, back to your show.
Welcome back to On the House for another fire series segment. This one is going to be interesting because we got two different perspectives on this topic here. This is about getting jaded and it affecting your dating life. Yeah. I'm currently pretty on the jaded side, I'm not going to lie. John is clearly past that side.
Motherfucker,
yeah. Yeah. John's like way past that side.
As they say. Are clams that happy?
So,
that's a stupid ass thing. My fault. Go ahead.
Should I let you go first and talk about why you're happy, or should I talk about why I'm jaded first?
I could talk about jaded, and then I could bring this motherfucker full circle, and then you bring it back down.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right,
I'll be the bearer of bad news here.
I got jaded because of a lot of things, mainly because I was feeling used. Just because there were women that would want me, whether it was for, the emotional support because I'm a good listener, or the fun because I would make them laugh or whatever, or something physical. Maybe it was that too. I don't fucking know, but it just felt like everyone was temporary. I felt like a drug. I felt like I was a drug, where it was like, I need.
Do that.
No, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that at all.
Sorry.
But that's what it felt like, where it was like, they like being around me and all that, and then they go away, and then they're like, oh, I kind of miss that feeling, and they come back just for whatever it was, a laugh. They come back,
I hate you
have
so
that
much.
Emotional dump on me, and then they leave again because they got their fix. And then when they miss it again, then they come back again. And there wasn't anyone that wanted to be here. Everyone felt temporary because of that. Where it was like, okay, well, how long are you going to come back around this time? And then how long are you going to wait?
I'm sipping my drink because that's where I am.
And then how long are you going to wait before you text me, hey, stranger, how you been? Because you want to come back. And like, why am I the stranger? My number ain't changed. There's a reason why I didn't hit you up. I didn't hit you up because I know what this is now. My eyes have been opened. And I know that you're gonna try to use me for whether it's emotionally or physically or whatever the fuck. So that just got to be like, it's just what I am. Like, it's just all I'm good for. Am I just gonna be alone and just be this person that's just people just use emotionally or whatever? Is this just me? This is probably just my life. You know what? Maybe it is. Maybe that's why I am this way, because I can just be the funny guy, and then you're good now? You feel better? Okay, go back to your life. And then when you're feeling low again, you're going to come back. That's what that shit felt like. So it was just like, fuck it, whatever. I'll just be alone forever. This will just be my life. Who gives a shit? I'll just shut off all my emotions. I'll just shut off completely, and this is who I'll be. Cool, fine, fuck it. And then I met this girl. And she was just such a sweetheart, just so kind, so compassionate, and everything. And it was like, fuck, I can't be these walls I put up. That's not fair to her. Like, I can't be this cold-hearted person that I was becoming to her, because she doesn't deserve that. So it was like, all right, well, I'll let the shit down a little bit, and I'll just because I don't feel like I should treat her that way. And then, things transpired. It didn't go well. She ended up not being who I thought she was. So the walls came back up higher than ever, and with
guard towers and barbed wire and snipers on the guard towers. And it was just like, well, we're back to this again. And then I did some self-reflection. I did some journaling. I did some writing. I did some therapy. And it was like, do I really want to let other people dictate how I live my life? Do I really want to let these experiences that I've had dictate how I live my life and how I treat other people? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to meet this person and be cold to them because of how this person treated me. That's not cool. This person doesn't deserve that. And I don't want to bring that out of myself. I don't want to be an asshole to this person just because somebody treated me wrong. So it was just like, that's where the realization began. It was like, you know what? I'm tired of, yes, it hurt. Yes, it hurt to realize that. And there's people that have hit me up recently that I haven't in a while. And it's like, well, what the fuck do you want now? You know? But it's that, but it's also like, you know what? That's fine. Whatever. I don't care anymore. But I'm also not going to let this experience or how you're treating me dictate how I treat anyone else. I can shut that off. You know, it doesn't have to, I don't have to pay it forward. I don't have to be like, oh, well, this person's using me, so I'm going to be an asshole to this person that doesn't even know why. So now I'm just misrepresenting myself to someone else. And I don't like doing that, because then I'm giving this person power. They had this effect on me. They're gonna treat me poorly, and then I'm just paying it forward. I'm being an asshole.
Turn it around to that.
I specifically chose that for you. But that's what it was. That was the realization for me. Before I met Wifey, which I'm glad I went through this before I met her, because if I was cold to her, you were fucking there when I met her. If I was jaded when I met her, how the fuck do you think that night would have gone? You know what I mean? We wouldn't have had fun. We wouldn't have sat there and joked for fucking hours, just sitting there joking and talking shit. It wouldn't have been that. I would have been joking with you, and if she tried to interject, I'd have been like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to do that? Yeah, exactly. I'd have did that shit, and then she'd be like, oh, okay, what a dick. And then that would have been the end of that. So I could have been denying something that has been so special to me just because I wanted to carry this baggage going forward. And it's not an easy thing to do. It's difficult as shit to let that go. But for me, it was just the realization of I'm just done with letting people dictate how I live my life. So I don't give a fuck how you treat me. You can be like, oh, you can say whatever the fuck you want to me. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That person don't fuck with me. But I'm about to be a nice ass person to the next person I see. I'm not gonna let it be like, oh, people suck. Oh, yeah, of course they do. All over the place.
Just sent you a message like that. I just sent you a message like that like 2 days ago. I just sent a message saying those exact words. I forgot what happened to me, but I sent those exact words. Oh my God.
People suck, and they always will. But there's some good people out there. They may not be as numerous, but they are. We've had this conversation. We just had this conversation recently. I don't really have bad interactions when I go out. You know what it is? Actually, I'll give you a prime example. I could have had my night ruined yesterday. I went to that wing spot to test it out. I was driving down the street. I was looking because I didn't know where the fuck I was going. So I looked, cool. So I'm driving. I'm driving down the street. It's a busy street. I'm driving. There's these women that are crossing the street, in the middle of the street. No crosswalk. They're just crossing the middle of the street. They didn't like that I didn't stop. I don't give a fuck. I didn't want to slam on my brakes and stop to let your ass across, because they were in the middle of the street coming this way. I saw them and I was like, nah. And I just kept driving. They didn't like that. So I drove by and they flipped me off, and then one did loser back there. And
I got that before too. Yeah.
It's like,
why do y'all feel like y'all have the right to cross in the middle of the street? I literally got that exact interaction.
Privilege,
bro.
right? It's a motherfucker.
Oh my God. Jeez.
I'm walking in the middle of the street. You better stop.
Wait for the car to pass.
Walk your ass over to the crosswalk.
Oh
Stop being fucking lazy. That's why it's there.
Yeah,
Or just wait till there's no cars. But don't get mad at me because I'm not slamming on my brakes to stop for you.
I'm not slamming on my brakes for you.
Fucking asshole. You ain't gonna do that shit. I know you ain't doing that shit for me. Not a chance in hell.
You'll splash the water in my face if it's raining.
But that's what that was. And I was like, okay, like you couldn't just cross the street. Nah, you have. Oh, it has to be my fault, right? Because I'm the only car that didn't. Nobody else stopped, but they had to do that to me because they saw me drive by. Cool. We don't got to get into what race they were, none of that. But not gonna say it's racially motivated, but it felt racially motivated. So that's where we going with. I don't give a fuck. That's how I interpret it. They left it up for my interpretation. That's how it is. But I could have let that ruin my day. That was on the way to this place. On the way to it, that happened. These women are flipping me off. I could see them mouthing shit. I don't know what they were saying. Who knows what words or names they were calling me. And it was just like, damn, all right, well, fuck. Just because I didn't, whatever, anyway. But I could have let that ruin the shit. But instead, I was like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm about to go here. I could have went in there. I could have went in the bar and stewed. And just been like, man, I could have dwelled on that and all that. But I went in there, had a dope conversation with the bartender there. That dude was fire. I might go every week just because that dude is dope. We just had a good ass conversation. So it was just like, if I had let that interaction, this is an analogy, I'm bringing it back. But if I had let that interaction just kind of dictate my mood for the rest of the day, then I would have went in there, not had a good time. Because there wasn't any place to sit. I wanted to go sit at the bar. There was no place to sit. And then I walked up. There was some seats opening up, and there was another couple that walked up. And I was just like, what do I do here? And then I was like, you know what? You guys take it. Go ahead. And they're like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, you were here first. Like, I know it's bar and it's open seating, and I could have easily went there first. But it's fine. I'll figure it out. It's cool. I'm glad I did, because I went upstairs to the another part of it and had this interaction with that dude. So, like, if I went there with a bad attitude, I probably would have sat at a table by myself, ate some wings, drank a beer, and left. Instead of sitting there for 3 hours talking to this dude about this business he wants to start. And being like,
I love talking.
Me too, and being invested in this shit. And like, I want to see this thrive, because he's in the beginning stages of this shit. So it's like, yo, he wants to make watches. He has this idea for these watches he wants to make. And it's just, I could have denied that to myself to bring it to a simple interaction like that. And so I decided, like, romantically, I don't want to do that anymore. So that's where I went. That was my journey. It went from, no, fuck that. You don't deserve my time. And I'm going to be rude to everybody so they don't do this to me too. So, you know what? It's cool. I'm just going to be who I am. If you're here temporarily, then cool. You're missing out. Because I'm fucking great. And you'll be back.
See, okay, now it's my turn. Because I know you're right. And to your credit, I don't go out with a mindset of I'm jaded and I'm not going to have interactions with people, or I'm going to be rude to people. Mm-hmm. But I'm at the point, it's inevitable. I'm at the point now where I was up here. I was like, yeah, everyone's awesome. Everyone's great, you know, and I'm climbing. Everyone's awesome. I love all these interactions. I love meeting people. Then I get to this point where I'm like, oh, but they're gone. You're not going to talk to them ever again. They got what they needed from you and they're gone. They got that confidence boost from you. Now they're gone. Like, it's just it's just this constant cycle of, hey, I'm in a bad place. You listen to me, and you give me great feedback. You make me feel good as a person, and then I leave. And then, when I need that dopamine hit one more time, let me text you and hit you up and see what you're up to and see if you'll feed that dopamine hit another time. So I'm at that point, and I'm like, okay. Excuse me, what about my dopamine? What about me? So I just don't get one. Right? Mm-mm. I just don't get one at all. And again, like people aren't designed to just be your dopamine hit. It's not what I mean, but it's literally what I feel like a lot of people are using me for. I feel used. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like a workhorse, because I feel like I'm placed here to work and work and work and give to people who don't deserve it. And I don't realize they don't deserve it until it's too late. And then it's like, dang, I already gave you everything I had. I already put my all into you. And now I'm realizing you aren't worth it. Or you were never that person I thought you were. Or you played me. You lied to me. You made me think that this was going to go down a road that it was never going to go. And I'll be 100% honest with you. All right, that's unnecessary, dog.
You're right.
I'll cut that out.
Yeah.
It gets to this point where it's like, where's the change coming, you know? And maybe it's my age, maybe it's my youth in the business of dating, maybe it's just the place that I'm in and the people I'm talking to. Maybe it's on me. Maybe I need to switch up who I'm approaching. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm seeing. This is who I've become. I've become the workhorse, the guy that provides endlessly and gets nothing in return. Whether that be emotional support, whether that be financial support, whether that be just flat out, like, I don't know, what other support is there? I probably give that too. All of that, and I get nothing back. I get physical support. That's the one. Yes. And then, you know, I give out physical support, and it's like, okay, cool. That's it. That's all you give out. That's all you're worth. And it's like, how do you not become a jaded human and allow that to affect your dating life? Because now I look at everyone and I'm like, which one of the supports are you here for?
I am not going to tell you to not feel that way. You're going to protect yourself how you feel the need to protect yourself. The only thing I'll say to kind of, that may be of some assistance in that regard, is having a conversation, saying some difficult shit when you start to notice it, because before you weren't good at noticing it. It was people pleasing all day. And so you're not noticing it, like you said, until it's too late. I've absolutely been there. That's why I know the signs, because you don't know it until you're overwhelmed because they're taking all your emotional support and leaving you with nothing. And so they're just dumping all this shit on you, and you're overwhelmed with all their emotions on top of feeling, you know, empathetic towards their emotions. And then they're just like, okay, yeah, I'm good. Bye. Well, now you got to set boundaries, or you got to say, hey, like, I need to talk about some stuff too, and see where they're at. And if they're like, oh, and if the shit changes, you know where the fuck they belong, somewhere else. You know what I mean? If they want to talk, or if you could just, even, it doesn't even have to be when they call. You could just reach out, like, hey, I really did talk about some stuff. See how they react. If they're disinterested, if they're not there, then you're like, okay, I see what this is. And I know you may not be there yet to where you can have that conversation, but at least you can test the waters and see what the friendship actually, or the whatever, dating, friendship, whatever it actually is. But at that point, for me, that would be like, okay, so I see what this is. Like, you want me to be your emotional support, but you're not there for me. That's not what I want out of this. But if that's what you want, cool, I respect that. You can find that somewhere else. You're not going to get that from me.
I'm just the fun guy. I'm always the fun guy. That's why I love going and hanging out with John, because for once the pressure is not on me anymore. Be the fun guy. You know what I mean?
That's tough, especially in dating. What I noticed, just because you saw my dating profile when I was on there, it's just all fun. All my pictures, there was nothing serious. It was just all a joke, because that's just that shit is a joke to me. So that's just how I treated it. But it was a mixture of women I attracted with that. So there were some that are also fun and like, oh, you look really fun. So like, we'd have fun together. Cool. Hell yeah. I love that. That was the whole point behind this. But there was the other part where it was like, oh, you look really fun. But it was like more of like you would be really fun. So you would add fun to my life. Well, what the fuck are you adding to my life? An accountant personality? Which, no shade to that, but like, I'm not here to entertain you.
Shade to that.
Fucking entertainment.
Shade to that.
I'm not your motherfucking jester.
Shade to that.
So, you know what I mean? I'm not your jester.
Nah, cause you know what? The accountant personality, bro. We're gonna go back to the accountant personality for a second. The accountant personality, we're throwing shade on that, because here's the thing. You ain't adding nothing to my life, right? And then the things you could add to my life, you don't want to talk about because you already talked about them all day at work. So you really ain't added nothing to my life. GG's on the accountant personality. GG's.
I just use that as a stereotypical
it's not.
accountant thing.
It's facts.
Not all of them. That was just like an HR personality. The people that are not supposed to be fun.
HR people are fun outside of HR.
I'm not.
You get an HR person. At work. I'm about to say, when you get an HR person outside of HR, bro,
they're supposed to be anti-fun. Like, that's their job, is to be the rule enforcers. That sort of, get off the fucking career thing. You're getting hung up on that shit.
Listen,
get the fuck off of that.
Careers could be red flags, okay? Careers could be red flags. You guys got to start paying attention to these careers because there's a lot of red flags out there.
I'm going to disagree with you on that.
No, careers are red flags. I'm not dating a nurse in my life, bro. Not dating a nurse. I refuse to date a nurse. I refuse.
Why? Please tell me why.
Bro, because everybody in the hospital be hooking up, bro. We are not dating nurses, EMTs, firefighters. Nope.
So, that's a red flag.
Police officers? Nope. I'm good. I'm good, dog. For real, I'm good, dog.
The police officer one I get, because there's a lot of shit that goes with that.
Nurses are worse. What you be doing on your night shift? You be working all night. Everybody's sleeping. What you be doing? Huh?
You wild, huh? You bugging. Are you sure?
I'm only telling stories I've heard. I'm only talking about stories I've heard.
But then we're back to this. You did that, so everyone else that has that same job is in that same box. That's what we're back to.
They're in that same box. We're back to that. In that category, yes. In that category,
I can't.
In the career category, yes.
I respect.
In the career, that's the only way. That's the only place I do that. In the career category, yes.
Damn.
Yeah, 100%. Because the thing with careers is they're so closely tied to our personalities. They are so closely tied to our personalities.
Sometimes.
Like,
some people go into careers because of money and not because of any sort of personality thing. But for the most part, I can get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, for the most part, their personality is somewhat similar to the career they went down. Because, like, there has to be a personality tie there because to survive it, there has to be a personality tie. You know, I have a friend who does a job that he hates because it doesn't fit with his personality. He's borderline about to quit. Why? Because it doesn't fit with his personality. It fits with all the other people he works with personality, but it doesn't fit with his. So it's like, bro's been only in the career for like 5-6 years. So he's like, I can't do it. And he went to school for this. So it's like, it's hard for him to want to leave because of the, you know, like you said, the financial security. But also at the same time, it's like, this is killing me because it doesn't fit who I am. The type of person I thought I was. The mold that I thought I was. So going back to the other side of it with the box thing, it's like those people are happy with their jobs. They love their jobs because it fits their personalities so well.
But what if the nurse's personality is just to care for people and to be that?
Oh, that's fine. That's great. You could care for them over on your side of the world, over there, wherever you are. You stay right there. I'm good.
I had no idea you felt this strongly about this shit. That's crazy.
Nurses are the worst, brother. Listen, I would date an EMT before I dated a nurse.
I ain't got no problem with nurses. This is purely the Julian speaking, just so you know.
Reachonthehowse@gmail is not open to nurses. It is not open to nurses. For real. Damn. It is not open to nurses, bro. Damn. It is not. It is not. I appreciate your job and I appreciate what you do, but I cannot date a nurse. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
I tried.
I don't trust you, bro.
Everyone
like
has
Metro
a line.
Boomin, we don't trust you.
Everyone has a line that's yours apparently. That's okay.
Nurse is a red flag.
All right. Okay.
I'm sorry, nurse is a red flag.
I don't know what.
But this is part of me being jaded. This is perfect because this shows that I'm jaded. This is a jaded thing because this is like what I've seen and what I've been around.
So you've seen it or you've heard it?
I haven't seen it like with my own eyes,
It's just even
But
encouraged.
I've heard it straight from the horse's mouth, like people who have done it, you know, telling me that they've done what they've done being a nurse. And it's more than one nurse. So it's like,
I mean, hey, man.
I'm surprised you're not tapped into this. You haven't heard nothing about this?
I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that in a bunch of different professions, but I wouldn't let that dictate how I treat somebody or who I date. I'm not very...
Nah, nurses, man, listen. I'm at like 80% of the nurses I meet be cheating.
I feel like you pulled that number out of your ass, because there's no
Bro.
If you met 5 and
there's
4
no
of them are
way.
cheating, then okay, you could say 80%. But but there's so many more than that.
Take a survey. Let's take a survey. Let's take a survey. For real, I'm down. I'll run it. I'll run the survey.
I've heard that about a bunch of different professions, but I would never. I don't care. That doesn't mean I'd be like, I'd be on a date and the girl was like, oh, I'm a nurse, or I'm this, or I'm that, and I'm like, oh, so you're a cheater? Like, what the fuck? You sound crazy. You sound fucking crazy.
You do sound crazy. You 100% sound crazy, but being jaded is crazy. When you're jaded, you are crazy. You've been through some stuff, so you're crazy.
But it's not like you were with a nurse and she cheated on you. So I don't know where the jaded comes from with that.
I've been around the career field for so long. Okay. I was supposed to go into the medical field. So I was told at a young age I was supposed to go into the medical field. So I had been around it for a while, and yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I know the. We're not getting into why. That's why I haven't said it either. I'm not. Yeah, I know. Like why you've been close to it. We're not fucking getting into that.
Oh, even further than that, grocery store employees are crazy too, bro. Like there be a lot of crazy stuff going on.
So who's on the okay list?
I don't know. I just realized it, bro. Everybody cheats. This is also why I'm jaded. Everybody be cheating, bro. This goes back to the episode where I think monogamy is dead, bro.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
Let's get to the root.
Forget the job thing.
Don't diss nurses. Don't diss grocery store employees. You just don't have any faith in monogamy.
Don't diss grocery stores employees. You never worked in a grocery store, clearly.
Man, people are unhappy and they don't know how to have a conversation, so they cheat. That's what happens sometimes. That doesn't mean everyone needs to be in that fucking box. It's a difficult conversation to have. That's why you should have it in the beginning of the relationship to set that precedent of we're going to have these conversations when they come up. I'm not going to see something that bugs me that's a red flag and just gloss over it because we're in the beginning of the relationship. Nor should you do that with me. When you see something, if it offends you, if it's something you don't like, fucking say it then. Set the tone. Set that precedent from the fucking beginning. This is why I'm an advocate for this shit. Because too many times people are glossing over shit. Oh, I don't want to bring it up because we're in the beginning. Oh, I think it's okay. It'll get better. No, it fucking won't. Because now they're building up a habit, and if you bring it up later, they're going to be like, oh, I've been doing it this whole time. Why weren't you cool with it? No, have the conversation from the beginning. You have to set that early. You have to. You absolutely have to.
Communication is key.
I mean, I guess you don't have to, but it's so much easier if you do it in the beginning. It's never going to be an easy conversation, but it gets harder the more you care about somebody. So if you do it
if not, you'll end up.
Even if you're dating a nurse and you're like, hey, I've heard a lot of these things about nurses, so I'm just kind of feeling insecure about it. She can be like, oh, you're fucking crazy. This ain't going to work. Or she can put you at ease. But you said that. You didn't just sit here stewing like, oh, she's going to work. She fucking somebody at work.
You know what she's going to say to me? You know what she's going to say when I say that?
What bullshit?
She going to say, yo, that's crazy because a lot of people at my job be doing that. Not me, though. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear.
That's what you want to hear? That sound like bullshit.
It do sound like
that's what you want to hear? A lot. Oh, everybody else be doing that, but I don't be doing that. That's not a good answer. That's not a good answer at all.
I can't.
I don't know why that puts you at ease.
It don't put me at ease. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's like
because nothing puts me at ease, and monogamy dead, bro.
If some girl was like, "Oh, you drive Uber?" Like I heard Uber drivers like get all these girls and do all that, and you'd be like, "Oh, all of them, yeah, they all be doing that. I don't be doing that though." Come on, you sound like
they're all weirdos, so they don't be doing that.
That's okay. Let's go with that.
I heard all these all these guys that are Uber drivers are creepy. Like, yeah, all these other guys are creepy. I'm not creepy though. Like, what do you mean?
I say that.
You do say that?
I do say that. Because it's obvious I'm not creepy. It's obvious.
That's
You sit
what I'm
down in the
saying. So
car,
you
you
don't
talk
have
to
to
me for 2 minutes, it's
You
obvious.
don't have to say it, right?
I'd be like, you know what my line is?
But
Most times it's like, oh, you got lucky today then, or something like that. I'll say something stupid. It's something
that's
stupid.
better than saying I'm not creepy.
Nah, it's like you got lucky today. You got a good driver. You got a good rider today.
Creepy
Or a good driver or something stupid. Yeah, it's like you got a good driver today. You're lucky, man.
Oh man. But anyway, stop putting motherfuckers.
I'm glad
in
I don't
boxes.
fit the mold.
Stop putting. Stop.
That's literally what being jaded is, bro. That's literally what being jaded is.
I know that's what it is, but you don't gotta do it. You don't have to. You're jaded on monogamy. You have lost faith in that, so it doesn't matter where they.
And
work.
there's tiers of people's careers that are like where monogamy is breaking.
Okay.
It breaks. It breaks in these. So monogamy as a whole is up here. It's dead, right? And here are the job listings that are the reason why. Here's the reasons why.
The causes of death.
Causes
Those are the causes
nurses,
of
grocery store employees,
death. Fuck.
EMTs, police officers, firefighters. What else? What else do we list here?
I don't know, man. Whatever the occupation.
OnlyFans. Sorry. All right. Anyway.
Wow.
Get me out of here. Get me out of here. I don't need to be talking anymore. I'm just jaded. I'm jaded. It's fine. It's fine. This was a bad topic for me because I come off probably like a jerk, but this is.
It's still I think it might be too fresh. It's okay. No, I mean, if this changes at some point, which I hope it does, I really hope it changes, then you can come on here and talk about how it changed. For better or worse.
I'd like to print a retraction.
Not even that.
wrong.
It shows growth and that you're open to admitting when you're wrong, and that's fine. That's great.
Oh, I'm open to admitting when I'm wrong. I just don't.
Yeah, I know, because it happens a lot. So yeah,
it does. It does.
I
I'm
mean,
just
it
not
happens
wrong
a
here.
lot
The nurses that are listening to this podcast, I want to hear like your coworkers. You don't gotta expose yourself, even though like anyway, your coworkers. Yo, stop letting me talk. Your coworkers probably doing their thing, ain't they? Especially that night shift. That night shift crazy, bro.
Oh
That night shift crazy, bro.
Oh my god. I don't even know. I've tried.
This is the first time we'll get canceled because of me. It's great. It's great.
I've tried so many ways to give you a chance. I mean, you've elaborated as much as you possibly can. I do not agree, but I respect your opinion and your
My expert opinion.
I do not like speaking in absolutes, so I do not like that opinion in the slightest, but I respect your ability to have an opinion. However convoluted it may be. Yeah. So I think we go into commercial and we're going to have some fun shit happen. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. I probably should have wrapped before, but it's all good. We'll see ya.
We hope you're enjoying this awesome conversation. And if you too want to join in, make sure you email us at reachonthehowse@gmail.com. You could send us dating profiles, awkward dating situations, and just funny stories you want to see us react to. We can't wait to read your emails. Now, back to the show.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the final segment. We're going to have a little bit of fun, have a little bit of laughs. We're going to make it quick, though. We're going to wrap this shit up. But first of all, just want to thank y'all for everything that y'all been doing. The comments, the likes, the subscribes. Don't forget to fucking do that. But
Hit that button, baby.
Hit that motherfucking button, baby. But we appreciate you. But anyway, in this segment, you know how I started by now, maybe not. If you don't, then I started off with their favorite interaction of the week. So mine, I kind of alluded to it earlier. It's when I went to that wing place Shout out to that place in Seattle. It was dope. It's fucking good ass wings. We gonna see. We gonna see what this guy thinks. Fucking wing enthusiast. But I went to this place. Just, it's Wednesdays, 99 cents per wing on Wednesdays. Not expecting much. Shit was packed. Way more crowded than I thought. So I went upstairs. It's like a barcade up there. They have like some arcade machines. I ended up just sitting at the bar and talking to the bartender. This dude he was just cool. We were just talking. He had his laptop at the bar and was just sitting there Googling shit because he wants planning to start a watchmaking company because he used to repair watches. And he just got a love for like an eye for the quality of them and like a love for watches. So he has this unique idea for a watch face and like to create and have this. So I was there for 3 hours.
I didn't realize you were there for that long. That's
I didn't
crazy.
either until
That's
I
insane, bro.
went straight from work. I got there probably around 5:30. I got there, and it's only because I wanted to go there before I just wanted to go there to check it out, and then I was like, Wednesday probably a good day to go just to test it out. And then I looked at the drive home. The drive home was like an hour and a half. The drive there was 20 minutes. So I was like, I'll go there, have some wings, have a drink, chill for a little bit, and then I'll leave. So I ended up going there, had like 18 wings, and I had like 3 drinks. And we were just talking. He was talking about this watch brand he wants to start, and he's like he's in the very beginning stages. So he's super hyped about it. He was talking about the people he's been talking to about, like, some people that want to, like, some of the watches, based on what he told them, some people already want to buy it. And then he's buying the equipment to start making this shit. So he's, like, very, very beginning stages. And one of the things he asked me, because his idea was, like, I want to do this. I want to make this quality product at a low price because I want to disrupt the industry. I don't want it to be about, this name. Just because your name is on this or whatever, you can charge this much. And then
Like Rolex.
Yeah, like that. So he asked me, it's like, what if there was an industry, like, what would you want to disrupt? So it was just a good conversation.
What did you say?
Honestly, I was low-key lit at the time, and the only thing I could think of was the wedding industry, just because I don't like how people get gouged when they're trying to plan something important to them. It's like people take out loans to pay for this just because I want to go have a party here. Oh, okay, yeah, well, it's $3,000 just a party. Oh, we're getting married. Oh, it's 10. What? It's the same number of people, but because now it's an important day to me, now you're going to charge more. I don't know how to do it, but that shit bugs the fuck out of me. I just don't like taking advantage of somebody because I have so many qualms about that. It bugs the fuck out of me. So that was what I said, and he was throwing ideas out there about how to do it, and I was like, I like this guy. I fucking like this guy a lot. So that was,
man.
Yeah. So I ended up leaving there like close to 9:00. Yeah. So I was there a long time, but that was it. It was just dope to just sit there, laugh, and just talk shit with this dude. We talked about all kind of shit, and it was just a dope interaction. So yeah, that was it. And I told him, I was like, I'll see you next Wednesday. I was like, are you here on Wednesdays? He was like, I'm here every Wednesday. And I was like, I'll see you next Wednesday.
You gotta ask him how the watch thing is going.
He told me that's how it started. He said he's like, you come back in a month, I'll be wearing the prototype. And I was like, if I see that prototype, I'm gonna want one. And he was like, I'll save you one. It's like, I'll
buy one too, bro.
Fucking watch. So yeah, but I plan on going back again just because it was just dope. He's the homie.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's crazy. So like I have like a similar thing with a bartender. He's a boxer. So he's got like a fight coming up. So he keeps telling me about this fight. Every time I see him, like that's my local bar that I go to all the time. Yeah. So he keeps telling me about these fights and stuff that he's in. That's not my interaction of the week, but I just think it's cool. I always ask him like, wait, when's the fight? Because I suck at remembering dates. So I'm like, yo, when's the fight? He's probably so sick of me saying it at this point. But
you can put it in your calendar, man. Use the technology.
He's a cool kid. He's a cool kid. He don't care. He's a cool kid.
All right.
Yeah, nah, he hooks me up. He hooks me up when I go down there, but he's a cool kid.
Yeah.
But anyway, my interaction is something kind of similar, not similar, but some kind of simple. I had a cool passenger. She was a married woman riding in my car from like a 40-minute ride. And we talked about a lot of different things. Like we talked about the podcast, of course, because she asked me like what I did. I was like, I edit for a podcast, and I also am, working on trying to start my own and have my own do well. And we talked about dating, and she was talking about her coworkers, one who was dating in another country, who she went out and helped set up with a Bumble, and that went well.
Wow.
But we were also talking about the goods and the bads of online dating. We were also talking about the goods and bads of podcasting. Because she was like, I think she said David Stern goes on and says that like,
Howard Stern?
or is it Howard Stern? That's it, Howard Stern. He goes on and talks about how like radio is so hard and how podcasters have it easy. I was like, I don't know if we have it easy. I mean, it's definitely not as hard as radio was, but I don't know about
Anywhere near.
easy.
You're talking about growth. That's one thing, but you can just get the equipment and start a podcast. That's probably what he means.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I told her. I was like, the barrier to entry is a lot lower. I was like, I think it's amazing, because she was like, everyone has a podcast now. I was like, I think it's amazing. The example I gave her, I was like, I grew up watching Carmelo Anthony play basketball. I went to Knicks games. I saw Carmelo Anthony play on the Knicks. I saw him play when he was in Portland. I loved Carmelo Anthony. Guess what? I go on YouTube. What's he doing? He's sitting down talking about all the behind the scenes of these games I watched on a podcast. So
that's true. That's a
I
good
love
point.
it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Cool. Yeah, man.
that was my interaction.
That's cool. I mean, that's dope. That's dope. Full transparency again, like always. I know typically by this point I am completely. Now I'm not gonna say shit faced, but I'm usually not maybe drunk, but most likely buzzed for sure. This drink trash. Can't recommend it. I don't like any part of it. Just full transparency, like I said, I am not a fan. Shout out to whoever the fuck, but I thought it would be cool. I support it. I bought it. They getting the money. Cool. I support it. But I don't like it. I tried both the melon and the passion fruit. Not great. It tastes like gin and White Claw. I'm not a fan. Yeah. So that's why I haven't been drinking, and that's why I'm totally sober right now. It's because I can't. I made it through the first one. Poured the second one, the different flavor, and it was like I just can't do this anymore. I'm not enjoying
I don't normally
myself.
like alcohol in a can, bro. Like the only one I do is Red's Apple Ale. Like Red's Apple Ale is good in a can. That's the only one I drink in a can.
Yeah, typically I don't either. That's why I poured it in the glass, maybe thinking that would. But I think it's just pre-mixed cocktails are kind of.
I was about to say that's more so what I mean. The stuff that is able to go in a can, I don't like.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's mostly miss, yeah. So it's all good, but I gave it a shot. Trash, in my opinion. But hey, try it for yourself. See if you like it. You might. I fucking don't. Anyway, so I.
Dang. Come on, Dre and Snoop. What y'all doing, man?
So, I have a couple things I want to do. The first one, there's this dating advice thread on Reddit. So I found a couple. We found another one from Julian's burner account.
Come on, man.
It says, women always lose interest in me after 6 weeks. What am I doing wrong? So
you're picking the wrong women, dog.
So he's so jaded that he's asking people for help now online. It's not that. Well, I mean, it could be, because my friends did tell me that for a while. When I was jaded, my friends Chris and Mary, they're like, "You're picker. You have a bad picker. Like the women you're going for are not good for you." And Chris put that very clearly to me when we had gone out. We were at this restaurant. We were sitting at the bar,
and there were two bartenders, both very attractive, two completely different personalities, and I was attracted to the one that seemed fun.
The feisty one.
She seemed like fun. She just seemed like fun. Like she was outgoing. She was like, I'm not gonna say feisty. I don't fucking like that word. But she was just like more outgoing, more confident. Like she appeared more confident, I should say. She was just more outgoing and just seemed more fun. And so that's who I was like bantering with and everything. Not gonna say completely ignoring it, but completely ignoring signs of the other one and what she was doing. And Chris is not shy about voicing his opinion, which I fucking love about him. But he very specifically told me, like, you are an idiot. Like, this one, he was like, look at what she's doing. And he was like breaking it down. He's like, this other one, like, for instance, she had, she was going somewhere to do something with this other bartender. She was going somewhere to, I don't know where she was going, but she was leaving the bar to go do something. And then she stopped because I guess she saw a look on my face like I needed help. And she was like, oh, do you need something? And I was like, oh, I asked for, I don't remember what it was. And she was like, oh, and then she like stopped what she was doing to go do that. But I was just like, oh, cool. Like, thank you. I appreciate that. And he was like, do you not see the difference in the personalities? He was like, you're not looking like long term. He was like, you have a very narrow, short-minded way of when you're looking at. He just used that as an example and then was like, you know, when you're looking at qualities in a partner, you have to look at, you know, if it's, we talked about this last time, if it's just fun or if it's something short term, then you ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to worry about all that. But if that's not what you want,
I feel attacked.
I'm talking about my own story. If you feel attacked, that's on you, sir. But he was like, you have to look long term. You have to look at things that, you know, qualities in someone that you want in a partner. It was like, oh shit, that's what it was. So I'm being, not only to go back to jaded real quick, I was being jaded towards all this, but that's mostly on me and who I was going for. I was going for women maybe I'm not that compatible with. But it's because I'm thinking like, oh, she's really fun, so we'll have fun. No, what else are you looking at? Like, it has to be more than just that. So, anyway.
So it's not all nurses, it's just the wrong nurse. Got it, my bad.
He's back, he can't let it go. He can't fucking let it go. This guy. Oh, man. I wanted to do this, but for the life of me, I couldn't fucking remember. Maybe you will. I doubt it because your memory is terrible too. But it just says first date ever, and I can't remember my first date. So I was trying to think of what it, not like, because I went on dates in like high school. That doesn't really fucking count.
Does it not count? Okay, that doesn't.
No,
count.
I don't think so. Not for this context at least. I meant like the first time you took somebody out. This was like both of our parents dropped us off at the movie theater, and they both came and picked us up after the movie. That I'm not counting that. Like first time.
I remember mine.
You do?
Mm-hmm. Very, very. Yes.
What was it?
Y'all ready for a good story? All right. Valentine's Day of 2015, either 2015 or 2015. I had this beautiful girl at my job. Beautiful, man. I asked her out and I couldn't believe I even got a yes. So I was like, you want to go bowling with me? You know, it's Valentine's Day. I got no plans. Like, do you want to go bowling? She's like, yeah, we could go bowling. So we met up at work and we carpooled. She rode with me. It had snowed that day. So all day I was like, dang it, it's snowing. Like, I'm not going to be able to go. I really want to go. I really want to take this girl bowling. Mm-hmm. It ended up stopping snowing, but there was still snow on the ground.
Okay. And
it was nighttime, so it's not going to melt. So I ended up picking her up. We start driving. It's kind of ironic because we're driving down near where I live now, and I went to go on and take a left, and the car in front of me was sliding, and I didn't notice it because I was talking, but I started to then slide too. Now I noticed because they were sliding and I was sliding. So it was either run into the guard wall or hit the car in front of me. But I was going so slow that it didn't matter. So I hit the car in front of me. So I slid into this car in front of me. There was no damage. So she let me go. You think that's good, right? Yeah. I checked her. I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I'm okay. And then we go to the bowling alley. We have fun. We just bowl or whatever. I paid and everything. It was cool. So I bring her back, no kiss or nothing. Like, make no move like that. But I bring her back. She gets in her car. She drives off. The next day at work, a bunch of people are coming up to me. Yo, you crashed last night? Yo, you crashed? Yo, you hit somebody, bro? What the heck? I'm like, because she had worked before me. So she had told all these people what had happened. And I was like, great. And you would have thought that would have been my red flag. Nope, I took this girl to prom. That's a whole other story for another day. Yeah. That was my first date, and that was an experience.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah, my first date without like a chaperone or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that you actually drove yourself too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And her. Unfortunately.
I can't remember my first one. I probably could at a different point. Nah, that shit was too long ago. Shit had to be at least 20 years ago. But I will share one that came to mind when you talked about that, because it went in an embarrassing route. So this was, I know I was in my early 20s. I had this favorite shirt. It was one of my favorite shirts, and I would typically wear it on a first date. So, and I was dating I was 20 something. I was dating around. So I went out with this girl, whatever, cool. And we were going out again. And I didn't have a rule of like wearing that shirt on the first date. It was just a shirt that I would try to wear. And I didn't remember what I wore on my first date with her. So I wore that shirt. And I remember her saying, "Oh, that must be your favorite shirt." And I was like, "Oh yeah, like it is. Like how'd you know? Like, yeah, this is." She was like, "Oh, because you wore that on our last date too." And I was like, "Oh, fuck."
No. She called them out for it.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah, she did. Not great.
Oh.
Not great at all. It's like,
Poor
I
guy.
got a uniform. I have a uniform. And it's not like it was like a black
Wreck-It Ralph.
t-shirt or nothing like that. This was like when Fat Farm was cool. It was Fat Farm shirt.
I don't know what that is.
It was a black owned brand from like the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s.
That
and
explains a lot because I was a toddler.
Yeah, I know. That's why you remembered your first date, and mine is back when you were a toddler.
Oh,
exactly.
Man. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was a very distinct shirt. It had a very distinct pattern on it. It was obvious. I don't think there was a third date, and I don't know. Actually, I know there wasn't, and I don't know if it was her decision or mine or both. It might have been mutual out of embarrassment for me and her, just because at that point, I think to her it was obvious that I was dating multiple people and not really.
I was about to say though,
Not
you're
really.
also the guy that deleted your message because you were embarrassed that
Oh yeah.
You spelled the word wrong. So like, I would imagine you would not go back out with this girl.
Not way in hell. Especially not at that age. Especially not at that age. That embarrassed? Nah, I probably for sure just, and she probably didn't push it. She was probably like, cool, whatever. Yeah. Oh man. Wow. Yeah. This man crashed. Just slid right into a car. I wonder if she embellished on.
There was no damage.
I wonder if she embellished on it to people. He rear-ended somebody.
She probably did. She probably made it. Knowing who she is now, like she totally did.
Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna do 2 of these. Yeah, I'm gonna do 2 of these. That one's gross. We're not doing that. Would you rather, a couple would you rathers. So, those of you that don't know, in case you don't, I'm not gonna assume everybody knows what this is. It's basically posing 2 definitely not ideal scenarios and just you picking which one you'd rather go with, the lesser of 2 evils, if you will. So this one's pretty easy, I think, but I thought it was interesting. So would you rather accidentally break all car door handles when you use them? Every time you use them, they break. Or all house door handles when you use them. Every time you grab
door handles.
Every time you grab your handle to go in your house, it breaks. Yeah.
Cheaper to fix. Cheaper to fix.
Car. Oh, it is cheaper to fix.
It's not even so much about loving my car. It's just like, I could buy a pack of door handles from,
Go
Home
to
Depot.
Costco and get like a 20-pack of door handles.
Oh, shit. Did it again.
I'm with you on that.
Babe, why don't you ever get the door for me?
I'll get it in my car, but I'm not opening this door for you.
Can't you open the door? My hands are full. Nope, can't. What you got in your hands, I'll take it.
You're going to have to get like an automatic door with control with an app or something. Because that'll be the worst, especially when you forget, because you're going to forget. You worked, you had a long day at work, like, coming home. Or when you go to somebody's house.
Like, hey, I left it in the car. All right, I'll run and grab it.
My fault, G.
Funny chance. Y'all keep extra door handles.
You can't go in their bathroom.
Hey, can you go get the door for me? Why are you peeing with the door open?
Because I can't close it.
I have claustrophobia, bro.
Yeah, there it is. I'm claustrophobic. I can't be in here with the door closed. That's funny.
Every door in your house going to be open, bro. Can't leave the front door open too. Might as well at that point.
I can't. I just can't close it. Oh, shit. Oh, that's good. Oh, man. All right. Would you rather have a bad cheer squad follow you around forever and they just cheer at everything you do? Or someone that's singing karaoke theme songs everywhere you go?
I need a bad cheer squad, dog.
You would?
Yeah, I can't do bad singing. I can't.
GHOSTED. Ghosted.
Yo, imagine that.
Oh man, I'll take the theme songs. I'll take somebody singing, cause I feel like I could rock a theme song. I don't know. They'll probably be bad at it, but I think the cheering would get on my nerves.
B-E-D. Bad.
Good morning. Good morning. Like, no, get the fuck out of my house. I could.
That joke would be funny, yo. That would be so funny. H-O-T, she's hot.
Why are you on a date? you gonna
You
explain that shit? Like, yeah, they
BROKE.
decline. His car gonna get declined.
GG's. Yeah. GG's. Yeah. God dang it, John.
Yo, that should have been comedy. That should have been devastating. If all they did was call you out. Oh, shit.
Speeding. He's speeding.
That was the cop pulls you over. Oh, God. Oh,
He
man.
did it. Officer, he did it. I can't. Oh my God,
Oh,
bro.
shit. That should be so annoying.
But then you got the karaoke singer. Check his trunk.
He's hiding some shit back there.
So like, it's either way, it sucks.
It does. The cheer squad is more people, and they're way more enthusiastic, which is not
makes it
great
more
for
fun.
all situations. It says a bad cheer squad. I don't know what that entails.
I have such dark humor. My brain just went like, we're gonna cut it there because I don't want to elaborate. But just know, when you said a cheer squad is not enthusiastic cheer squad is not great in all situations, my brain just went. So I'll let you use your imagination. But I just, my dark humor
I'm
is
not
getting the
gonna
best
touch
of
it.
me.
I'm not going to touch it either.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yup, we gotta leave it
She's
alone.
dead.
We gotta leave it alone.
Yep, she's
Yo,
dead.
that's exactly where it went. I bet you know exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
I'm
man.
trying to feel my feelings right now, man. Can y'all leave me the fuck alone, please? Please. Please. Now everybody at the funeral looking at me crazy because y'all came with me. Because for some reason they jumped out of my car. So now I look like I brought them here.
He's crying. He's crying.
Devastation. Devastation.
Like the podcast. Like the podcast.
Don't forget
Subscribe.
to subscribe. Subscribe.
Oh my God. What an awful ending to this episode. Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but that's it.
Yeah, we'll catch y'all next week, mate.
Yep.
Peace.